Alright, let me add. Alright, and I am going live right about. And you can see it, right?
I can't see the game present, but I can see that you're sharing. I can.
That's weird because on the preview it's there.
Right.
Can you
Okay, I see it.
do you see it?
Yes, I see it. Yes.
Alright, so it is streaming now. Yeah, Civ 4. Um a lot of people still hold Civ 4 in high regard. It was the first Civ in full 3D. It was the final Civ to use square tiles. Future Civs used hexagon tiles. And also had a limit of 1 unit per turn, which means I like the combat much better in newer Civ. Especially since the creator, like the person who did a lot of the combat math for Civ 4, I guess not the creator,
Mm-hmm.
admitted he didn't understand statistics. And so there's a bunch of weird stuff in the math for the game. Um, like a spearman can technically defeat a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, but not having one tile unit per tile made it much easier for the AI to process, so turns are a lot shorter in Civ 4. Civ 4 also has some additional depth that was removed from later Civs, although the climate change in Civ 4 is pretty weak. I mean, in Civ 5 it doesn't exist. Yeah, I'm just going to continue where I was. I'm bad at Civ, but it's a favorite pastime of mine, and Civ 4 is how I got into it. But what I was going to say earlier is that uh, the lead designer of Civ 4 has a new 4X game out
Oh.
that just came out. It's on Steam. It's called, let me find it. Oh, Old World. It just came out on Steam.
Nice.
It's a historical grand strategy that focuses entirely on the ancient era. And it has a larger focus on storytelling and stuff, kind of like Crusader Kings, but it isn't, horribly complicated like a lot of Paradox 4X games are. So, like, honestly, I want it, especially because I love Civ 4. I'll send you the store page link if you want to look at it.
Sure.
But I really want to. I saw it released today, and I was like, by the lead designer of Civ 4, a 4X game that focuses on the ancient era. That's everything I want. But do you want me to show you around the game?
Yes.
Alright, so takes place in like square tiles. The main important thing in Civ is your cities. So you found a city with a settler, and your cities are what build things. So if I like go into the city screen here, I can see the tiles that are highlighted are the ones that can access to and harvest. The ones with circles, the ones that citizens are currently focusing on. You can see my growth rate, which is currently stagnant because I'm not harvesting enough food to grow, and also I have 17 unhealthiness and 18 health, so that's health will also decrease growth rate. And my happiness is just even. I have 16 unhappiness from it being crowded, and then pluses from resources and buildings and or my religion and stuff. You can see the little bread is that's food. The hammers are production, which currently I'm building. It says Chichen Itza, but Chichen Itza is where this is located. The wonder is actually El Castillo, the temple, El Castillo. I don't speak Spanish. Um,
What does this? Where is it?
uh, I mean, it says Chichen Itza. Um, oh, hello, Alyssa. Oh, my sister showed up in chat. Uh, for the most boring game I could probably stream. Um, so your cities can produce units. They can be like settlers or workers. They can be military units or spies. can be missionaries to spread religion, military units to attack enemies or defend your cities, buildings which will improve the city, like the theater will increase my happiness and my culture rate. You can see here it's theater +1 happiness, +3 culture, +1 happiness per 10% culture rate that I have funded. Can turn 2 citizens into artists. So you can have citizens not harvesting tiles. Over here on the right panel, you can employ them. You can also automate your citizens, which is what I usually do. You can just give them a focus. I should have changed the resolution because it is slightly too big. I can't see the bottom of the screen. Oops. Let me see if I can change that right now. Yeah, let me lower it to, that's still... Oh, that's fine. No, it's still cutting off the bottom. At least I don't have to restart the game when I change the graphics. Yeah, 1600 by 900. But right now I'm building a wonder. The thing about wonders is only one person can have them in the world. And they give a lot of bonuses, so if someone builds it and someone else is building it, the production is scrapped for money. And money you need to support military units, certain city maintenance, and you can use it to fund science, culture, and espionage. Keep in mind that the game starts out much simpler. The further you get, the more complex it gets. And also I'm playing with both expansions, so it's simpler if you're playing just base game. And also the game has a lot of advisor stuff to like give you recommended moves. And you can automate a lot of stuff, like you can automate your workers, you can automate your cities, you can automate your military units. That way it's easier to get into. But yeah, you can see I have this like wall around here. It's because I built the Great Wall earlier. And that keeps barbarians from wandering into my city, which barbarians are a threat in the early game. And you can see I have workers all over improving tiles. And a bunch of cities everywhere. Yeah. Barbarians will like spawn in any tile that doesn't have line of sight on it. And they'll just like attack you. Here you can see my current research. I'm researching engineering right now. And I can click the science button, it will take me to the tech tree. I skipped horseback riding. I guess because I don't need it. Like right now I'm researching engineering, which doesn't lead to anything, but it'll increase the movement speed of my units on roads. I'll get pikemen, I'll get trebuchets, I'll get castles, I'll get the ability to construct Notre Dame. And so there's a bit of strategy into which research order you get. And some research is also obsolete things, like here you can see rifling obsoletes walls. Because walls aren't good against guns. And then, let's see, see my religion. My state religion is Judaism. I haven't founded any religions in this game, but in Civ 4, religion is founded by, like, the first person to research a technology. So you'll just keep me on for background noise. I'll just drone on about Civ mechanics, Alyssa. Sometime we should play something, Alyssa. I don't know what, but we should play something sometime. So like the first person to research meditation gets Buddhism founded, and you get bonuses if you found the religion that's in your holy city. And so you want to make sure you spread your religion as much as possible, or the one that's spread most, because you can get bonuses from your state religion. Until, of course, you enact free religion, which you have to get later. Because you can choose your government by individual policies. So like right now I have representation, which gives me +3 science per specialist and +3 happiness in the 6th largest city. I built the pyramids, which gives me access to every government civic. But say if I go to universal suffrage, it gives me +1 from every town, so I'll want to build a lot of towns, which aren't cities, they're tile improvement, it's weird. And then it lets me rush production by spending gold. I might want to go to caste system instead of serfdom. Which will cost me... it'll increase my gold upkeep. different governments also have different upkeeps. But yeah, like once you go free religion, you get +1 happiness for all non-state religions in a city, and no state religion, and you get a boost to science. Or you can go pacifism, which makes military units more expensive to upkeep, but it increases the birth rate of great people in cities with your state religion. Or you can go theocracy, which stops non-state religions from spreading and gives +2 experience to military units built in cities with your state religion. Like, there's a bunch of stuff and you can mix and match.
This is not a judgment on the game, just more an observation. But boy, you can do some awful shit here.
You sure can. You sure can do some awful shit. Yeah, I tend to play pretty peacefully, and I don't really go to war a lot, which means I play on lower difficulties. Oof. Your poor computer. You know, Alyssa, you need to see if you have an SSD slot in your computer. Because if your computer does, I have a spare SSD. And I could put it in there and try and put the operating system on it. It'll make your computer run way faster. So, like, if you could send me the exact model of your computer, I could see if it can boot from SSD and if it has an M.2 slot. And if not, we can still see what we can do, because that's probably what it is. In my experience, a lot of it is Windows slowing down the hard drive. Yeah, I'll do a revolution. 0 turns of anarchy, I think either because of my Civ or because of my low difficulty. Yeah, you can see your military advisor, which will show you, like, here's the units based on my espionage level of, like, I know what units they have, which is not many because my espionage is not very high. Go to my foreign advisor, which will tell me everyone's relations with each other. I'm currently at war with Bismarck. And I have open borders with everyone else. Well, except for Egypt, who tried to become my vassal, but I wasn't sure. She's also angry that I'm at war with her friend, and I stopped trading with us. I think everyone else has more espionage than I do, so... And... You can also see, like, what resources they have. So in case you need to trade, because you get a bonus happiness for each resource, like, that you have. But say if you have extras, it doesn't do you any good, so it's good to trade. And strategic resources, say like iron, are required to build some military units. You can see your financial advisor, which is... The financials in this game are not complicated. You also don't have to look at any of these screens. Corporation advisor, corporations don't exist yet. Espionage screen. My espionage is not good. I need to get more money, so I'm trying to build more towns, and then I'll go for universal suffrage. Speaking of espionage, someone destroyed all the progress of my courthouse, and I don't know who. I do not want to fight against the Chinese. Courthouses reduce city maintenance. So yeah, I guess I'll want to, oh my god. Brothers in the true Jewish faith who dwell in the Egypt Empire are at war. They lack for vital strategic resources we have in abundance. Yeah, I'll give you ivory. A great spy was born.
Secret agent, man.
Yeah, I'll build Scotland Yard here. I also like that when you zoom in, you get music based on where you are. I don't know what to do with the scout. They can't explore anymore because I no longer have open borders with Germany, so I'm just gonna delete the scout. You can see
gone, man.
I have not explored. I know the Earth is round because I researched calendar, I think, but I still haven't seen much of the world because I'm just trapped here. I cannot expand outwards anymore.
Image.
Just the black globe.
Yeah. That's how it feels to me.
Oh, and I built the temple. Civ 4 is this neat thing where you get a pre-rendered cutscene for each wonder you build about how it might have been built. Civ 6 brought this back, but it's in real time.
Oh, okay.
And then you can see the bonuses.
Distressing about this game.
Yeah. Really?
At least to me, but to be fair, I find everything oddly distressing.
It'll give me plus 25% defense in all my cities.
It's a big thing. Big things provide great defense.
Yeah, I should start getting more military to actually go to war with Germany. I should also probably upgrade my base warriors. Yeah, I'll have to go through Egypt, although I can't go through Egypt to get to Germany, so I'm gonna have to talk to Egypt. Although I just canceled my deals with them. Do I have open borders with you, the Russians? She does not like me. At all. Don't like that our borders are close. You don't like that I'm a heathen. You don't like that I declared war on Germany and your worst enemy with Elizabeth. But I do have open borders with you, even though you hate me. But you're also in second place on the scoreboard, so I'm probably going to have to go to war with you. You're probably going to declare war against me. I should upgrade all my warriors. Where's the enemy? The enemy has been spotted. It's just a scout. Although I do need more military in this city. I should be moving some of my units here. And building more. Also, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not good at Civ. I like it, but I'm not good at it.
Me with pretty much any game.
Okay, I want to attack them right now because I don't want them to attack them with. I don't want them to pillage my tiles. Guilds for music and 430 gold seems fair to me.
A designer knows he has achieved perfection, not when there is nothing left to add, but when there is nothing left to take away.
There he is.
He is.
There he is. I guess I should finally get horseback riding.
If music be the food of love, play on.
I think I tend to forget how long he was around.
Yeah. Yes, you know, someone's gonna be angry about it, but I could really use the, I could really use the, no, I'm not trading a settler.
Did you hear about the Dune 4X game?
Yes. It's like a real-time 4X game. I want it so bad. I want to play it. Do you know if it's good or not?
I do not know if it's good or not.
But I love shit like that.
I'm aware of it.
Sure. Sure. You're my vassal now.
If you speak the truth, have a foot in the stirrup.
Civil service. That'll make farms spread irrigation. Okay, I need to start making actual military units. Maybe I should, Oh, that means since he became my vassal, he declared war. I should upgrade all these skirmishers. Came out of money. I should decrease my science funding, increase espionage. Just because I need that right now. No. No more. Where would I put them? Where would I put the settlers? Tell me. Tell me where I'd put them. Yeah, they put those little circles around like, hey, I think you should build something here. Except, sometimes I've already built stuff there, so...
Who is Sid Meier?
The lead designer of the original Civ. And programmer.
Right.
Although he's not the lead anymore, they just keep putting his name on them. I mean, he still works there. So it's not like he does nothing, but you know. He hasn't been the lead on Civ for a while. But yeah, because his games used to be like a small little indie setup. He used to put his name on his games, so that way even when moving publishers and stuff, people would be able to like keep track of his stuff.
Right.
Now Vladivostok's under attack. Spies have been caught. Yeah, as you get later in the game, espionage becomes a bigger problem. Where are you on the scoreboard, China? Pretty low. I'm feeling nice today. Which is probably foolish. Gonna move units to be ready to attack. Since I have military buildings, they start out with promotions, which is what I'm doing when I click those. I'm assigning their promotions.
The bureaucracy is expanding to meet the needs of the expanding bureaucracy.
What a good quote. Okay, bureaucracy. High upkeep. You know what? Vassalage is actually really good since I'm at war right now, but when I'm not at war, bureaucracy would be good. Just gotta move my units here. Since I agreed to go into a war with Germany, I should probably actually fight them. Like another Civ asked me to, and I'm a pushover, so I said okay.
You ever play Zuma?
Yes.
I've been thinking about Zuma today. I don't know why.
It's on Game Pass.
I see.
Because EA Play is part of Game Pass.
I do not have Game Pass.
Yeah. I don't think I actually own... No, I think I do own Zuma from my Origin account. Alright, everyone move over here. I'm not good at the combat in this game, so I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked. could also start fortifying more just because I do worry Russia will declare war on me. You can also build spies to defend your cities against espionage, or you can send them into enemy territory to disrupt things. Hannibal declared war on Elizabeth. I need to lower my funding to afford to support all these military units. No, I'm not training a settler. Why would I do that? Why would I... Where... How big is that city? There's like 4 units in there.
I cannot live without books.
Culture also expands borders. So like I can lose borders to the enemy here if I don't produce enough culture. Castle. And sometimes you can end up basically converting enemy cities that way. Oh, Judaism is spreading. That's not me. I already spread Judaism to all my cities. So I'm not trying to spread it elsewhere. The water supply was poisoned by an enemy infiltrator. No, I won't cancel my deals.
Poison the water hole.
There's a snake in my boot. Frickin' snake in my boot. Yeah, I'm gonna build the Sistine Chapel here, because I want to. Maybe I should have been going for city attack instead of general attack. No, I'm already in a war. I'd rather not also fight England. I'd rather not be completely surrounded by countries I'm at war with. If you can understand. You can believe that. Plantation was destroyed by enemy infiltrators. Sure, I could use philosophy and improve my relations with you. Where was the... Oh, someone built the Sistine Chapel already. Fine, build,
We built this chapel on rock and roll.
Rock and roll, I think, is one of the wonders you can build.
That I do without being commanded what others do only from fear of the law.
No, I will not convert to pacifism right now. I am at war. Where was the plantation that was destroyed? Someone founded Islam. I need to build, like, an aqueduct here or something. I don't know where the... I can harvest that rice, but... What resource is missing the plantation? I can't see, and it's gone. Like bananas are still being. No, go away. Stop bugging me. Who gave you this
You're
number?
a creep. Go away. Did you ever watch Freakazoid?
I think so. It's been a long, long time.
One doesn't discover new lands without losing sight of the shore.
Freaking theology, I guess.
What does it mean, Leonard Nimoy? Tell us your secrets.
Probably almost done building military units. I'm probably not going to conquer all of Germany, but I want to at least make an effort. We need an aqueduct. Oh, a great scientist. Okay.
I really get in my shit posting practice in with my Discord statuses.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Yes. Because my friend, I mentioned something about HRT, and one of my cis friends just goes, "Hot rat taxi. Good night."
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Fine.
I wonder if now that someone who might have some idea of what to do with Deus Ex owns Deus Ex, I wonder if we'll get like a proper remake of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we get something good though.
I mean, I'm not saying we necessarily need a remake.
I mean that original game is pretty janky.
By two loves.
That
The
is fair.
earthly by the love of self, the heavenly
the
by the love of God.
guy who voiced Denton still around?
I don't know.
What the fuck is Warren Spector doing now? Because he was supposed to do System Shock 3, and then that just completely fell through.
Yeah, although that System Shock remake is still in the works.
Yeah. I don't doubt that's going to be finished. It's just 3 completely fell apart. It doesn't even seem like Night Dive doesn't know what they're doing. It just seems like things went wrong, as things tend to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see Night Dive as an incompetent or disrespectful team. They put out some fucking killer remasters.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of work, you know?
Yeah. Things happen. I don't blame anyone this time. I just would like to see Warren Spector do another thing again.
Like, where was that explosion? It didn't say anything happened to me. I'm probably
Speaking
fine.
of respected older artists, the guy who made Mad Max is back.
Yeah? From the dead?
Well, he's been gone like 7 years now. He dropped Fury Road and just didn't make another movie because Warner was being fucking stupid. And then now he's dropping a not Mad Max movie called
Angry Maxine.
Sort of. He's doing Furiosa after this one that he's dropping this
Banking
year.
establishments are more dangerous than standing arms.
But yeah, this one is called 3,000 Years of Longing, which has Idris Elba as a genie.
Genie.
Yes, as a genie. He's got pointy ears. A teaser dropped this morning, and it looks fucking insane. And then a full trailer is dropping tomorrow.
Going back to the buildings.
Considering that this year has been a year that has contained movies featuring a musical number during sex and an action movie wherein dudes are jumping on trophies shaped like butt plugs in order to do martial arts, I think we're having a bit of a moment with maximalism, and so I'm hoping this will carry that on.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no expectations.
Right.
I'm hoping it at least means we can get like an original movie. I'm all for any movie that's just like not. Here's another adaptation.
Yeah.
Combat odds 18%, 22%, 3.6%, 6.3%. I am under-equipped. And they defended their city more. I'm fucked. I thought it was good to capture the city. I was wrong. Okay, what are the defenses now? I lowered the defenses all the way, and I'm still... My combat odds are still terrible. What the fuck? I don't know what to do about this. I also, like, can't build much more military because I'm out of money. I'm just gonna have to hope that my trebuchet retreats before it dies. And use that to soften up units. Yeah, the combat animations are real janky in Civ 4. Oh, good. They've softened them up enough. Oh. Oh. Alright, it's mine now. Well, I captured at least one city. I'm satisfied with that. I wanted to capture at least one city. I'm not making enough money. Okay, just everyone please heal.
Well, I had a bit of an issue there.
Huh, what?
I completely disconnected for a while.
Weird. Is it back?
Yes, it's back.
Did you see me capture the city? That's the most important part.
I did not see that you captured the city, no.
What if I'm lying to you and I didn't? I'm not lying to you, because it's right here.
There it is, you're right there.
Uh,
The city, it appears you've taken it.
Great scientist again. This place has a lot of science, so I'll build the academy here.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Billithan Niathan. The
Yes.
scientist Niathan.
Yes, exactly. You understand.
Or as he's better known, Jeff. He's worst enemies with a lot of people, including me. He does like that I'm Jewish, though. Otherwise, he hates me. Something tells me he wouldn't want to declare peace. Theater was destroyed by enemy infiltrators. Is it the same place? If it was, I'm gonna need. Yeah, it looks like it was. I'm gonna need to train a. No, it was down here. Well, wherever they are, they're coming from the south. I'm gonna need to train some spies. Someone built the Taj Mahal. Chihiro, Hello. Hello, Chihiro. She's in front of the computer monitor. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I can't see anything. But I also don't want to move her. She moved. Because she's a good baby. And I love her.
Yes.
You give me 70 gold? Sure, whatever.
Give me your money!
I don't actually like going to war. And if he's gonna make a bunch of peace deals, he probably can't afford to give me more. Yeah, because he's currently being destroyed by like the Chinese and stuff right now. Oh, he's making peace with everyone. The city is starving. No. Sure. Now I have 2 vassals.
Go away, Elizabeth. We don't need you.
Boop beep boop 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 pop. train some spies to send to the south.
In 1996, GameSpot put Sid Meier at the top of their listing of the most influential people in computer gaming of all time, calling
A
him
man does
our
not have
Hitchcock,
himself
our
killed for
Spielberg,
a
our Duke
halfpence a
Ellington.
day, or for
Oh,
a
wow.
distinction.
Big
You must
words.
speak to the soul in order to electrify him.
Let's see the big picture. Nationhood would give me happiness from barracks. And would give me bonus espionage. I want bureaucracy, though. I'm going to universal suffrage now.
I honestly thought you were going to say, I'm going to Universal Studios.
Yeah. Take that, Universal Studios.
It doesn't exist yet.
Oh, I haven't made it yet.
You gotta make Universal Studios. Or better yet, you cannot, and stop what's coming.
Who will make the King Kong movie?
RKO, because they made King Kong
Shh.
in 1933.
Shh. No, Universal owns it. Shh. No. No.
The English always looking like they're smelling something god awful.
I hope you like early 2000s CG.
I do.
Me too.
I find it charming.
They're unhappy.
I think I'm just increasingly less interested in things that look super real. I'm just not.
There's a subreddit I'm subscribed to called Vintage CGI.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a place that I'd be into. Gotta love the novelty subreddits. They often remain pretty good.
Pig for banana. Wait, no, I have a bunch of bananas.
I should have egg tomorrow.
Oh, and she'll give me gold. Okay, yes. You should have egg tomorrow. I should also have egg tomorrow.
I should do something new with the egg. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Tell it you love it. Elizabeth is the first to discover liberalism. Elizabeth's ahead of me in technology. Maybe I should be upping my research. Just, I wish I had... Hermitage. No, not there. Yeah, build the Globe Theater here, because struggling with unhappiness.
Was looking up whatever the hell Will Wright is doing, because looking at Sid Meier made me think of Will Wright, and apparently he announced a new project literally in December last year.
Yeah, who knows what'll come of it.
You never know. A lot of these guys get really pie in the sky.
Especially Will Wright.
Yeah. It's like he's the American Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, the difference is that he's made better games, I think.
I've never played a Peter Molyneux game.
I like Black and White.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll have to pirate it. It's not for sale anywhere. There's an LGR on it.
I've never played any of the Fables.
Populous was important. I don't know if it holds up super well today, but It was important. Oh, my culture
one-
shrunk.
One of my someone I know on a server I'm on, they were talking like I think they were asked about their feelings on Black Panther, and they just said it's important and left it at that.
Oh man.
Like recognizes the importance, but it's just fundamentally uninterested. Because like I mean, they don't fucking hate the MCU like a lot of people in that server, but they're just sort of just disinterested, just not there at all.
Yeah, it's kind of how I am.
Society that would give up a little liberty to
I
gain a
just
little
think
security would deserve neither.
She-Hulk isn't
and
buff
lose
enough.
both.
That's my feeling.
Yeah. Free religion and free speech time. Actually, I kind of want to build like a lumber camp. I can't do that. I don't like how far behind I am on a lot of things. I feel like Elizabeth's gonna win. I have enough espionage on a lot of people to tell what they're researching, though.
What gunpowder did for war, the printing press has done for the mind.
I need more money if I want to keep this hunting level. Which means building more frickin' cottages. When you build a cottage, like it grows. Like you can see this one has more buildings here. So like this one's a village, which will turn into a town. And this one's just a town. And as they grow, they'll become more effective. So it's good to place those really early in the game. I have not been placing enough of them. The cottage was destroyed. Ugh.
Astronomy compels the soul to look upwards and leads us from this world to another.
You would know, wouldn't you, Leonard Nimoy?
He's been in space. He would know.
I watched Star Trek: The Motion Picture recently, and boy, what a curious thing.
Yeah, it's wacky.
You can get more of what
Yeah.
you want with a kind word and a gun than you can with just a kind word.
He actually fucking said that?
I guess so. To
Shit,
reconstruct
I
my
just-
town here.
Because I heard that in the Untouchables movie, and I just thought, oh, okay. I don't know. It sounds like a thing David Mamet would write, but
It does sound like a Hollywood thing.
yeah. I guess Al Capone was kind of just like that.
He was very Al-like.
Yes.
That's the genre he belongs to.
Yes.
Al
exactly.
likes.
Al likes.
Oh, a great engineer.
My brother has like made me want to play Elden Ring more than I would have otherwise, which is interesting.
I might.
Because I'm not great with those Souls games.
Yeah, my friend Zach doesn't like those at all, but he's been playing Elden Ring.
I think I just need to sort of like frame death differently while playing it, because you know it's just like every game encourages you to treat death as a binary fail state and not, you know, as something that contributes to a larger, both, you know, narrative and mechanical tapestry.
Yeah.
I did kind of had that experience when I played Limbo, because you know you kind of have to die in order to play it. Like you need
Yeah.
to die many times, trial and error.
You can't just figure stuff out your first try in that game.
It's always funny too, because like there's a lot of trolling in that game from the developers, but it never feels cheap.
Compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe.
Well, I didn't know he freaking Albert Einstein was like a freaking like NFT guy.
I wonder if he would be an NFT guy.
I hope not, but I don't know.
We can never be sure these days of who would do what.
I just rushed Hermitage, but that was kind of a waste of the great engineer. Someone proved the world is round. Wasn't me. Make money. I'm going broke.
Canned laughter terrifies me.
Listen to them. They're being forced to cheer.
Yes. Canned laughter, small dogs, Disneyland. These things terrify me in equal measure.
Why do you keep giving me bananas? Why do I keep saying yes? I don't need any bananas.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. And laughter. Disneyland. And, there was a terrify you. I build farm. I don't know why, I've just been in a Civ mood lately. Good thing I placed those spies. They seem to be getting a lot of use. I don't like that I lost territory there. You still there? Hello? Oh. I cannot hear you. Well, I'm by myself. This is where I live now.
Well, I've just found out that The
Oh.
Sims 2 is considered abandonware now.
Yep. EA officially stopped supporting it.
I don't understand.
Well, because they suck. Also, go pirate it.
Oh yeah, I will. I will pirate The Sims. I would Yeah.
I build in these cities. I need to research faster. Maybe I should decrease my espionage funding. Just to bring my science up. I just need more science. I'm falling behind. Damn, Buddhism sure is spreading a lot, huh?
People gotta calm down.
Yeah. Noise. Yeah, scientific method. Market and monument destroyed. Rip. What I'm doing is building temples because there's nothing else to build right now. Honestly, just give me the scientific method, which will take me into the modern era. No, the industrial era.
I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use.
That to the fundamentalists.
Or don't, I don't know.
True, yeah, don't tell them anything. They suck.
Researching communism.
Fucking pinkos.
I'm just pouring things into money or research because I can't do anything else. I am fourth when it comes to wealth. This is also a bad deal.
No free man shall be taken, imprisoned, or in any other way destroyed, except by the lawful judgment of his peers.
Yeah, I could use corn, I think. I haven't checked my corn stocks.
I never listened to corn.
I've never listened to them on purpose.
I know they did the theme for a Twilight Zone reboot, strangely.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what was going on there.
Nobody does.
Nobody. What were the 2000s? I'm not looking forward to like the 30-year cycle truly hitting the 2000s.
Yeah, I don't want the 2000s again. Unless it means we get some of the video games we got in the 2000s.
I'd be very cool with
When I give food to the
having a
poor,
game
they call me
library
a
as
saint. When I ask why the poor have no food, they call me a communist.
what was it?
Sure.
Shit, I forgot.
I'm gonna build the Kremlin. Oh, I can build intelligence agencies in my cities now. Which means it's time to start doing that. City that's not actually building something. Actually, my scout should be upgraded to an explorer. The great spies are definitely not James Bond. For real, definitely not, guys.
James John.
Exactly.
I still gotta. I wanted to watch Moonraker with you because that movie is fucking unhinged. Truly wild. A pigeon does a double take.
A pigeon?
A pigeon does a double take.
It's beautiful. No, I'm not giving you communism. Actually, maybe that's not in the spirit of. I don't know. Either way, I'm not giving away my technology. I've done enough of that. You can research it yourself. I'm too busy researching
Sounds very
democracy.
uncommunist of you, Conrad.
Yeah, I said that and I'm like, huh.
It has been said that democracy is the worst form of government, except all the others that have been tried.
Emancipation. Yeah, the thing about emancipation is once someone enacts it, anybody who doesn't have it enacted gets an unhappiness. They get a happiness penalty.
Oof.
Which means some people will get mad at you and they'll want you to get rid of emancipation because they don't want emancipation. The Statue of Liberty do.
What is a good place to pirate The Sims 3 from?
Sims 2. Unless you want Sims 3.
Both.
Either way. I don't know, the Pirate Bay works. Does Skid Row have cracks of those?
I don't know.
Skid Row does good game cracks. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you where to pirate stuff on, like, stream.
I don't think anyone cares.
I might look later, and if I find a good torrent, I'll send it to you.
Alright. Like, I was thinking, like, should I ask? But then I was just kind of like, well, you did just explicitly tell me to pirate.
You're right. How is it that I'm researching physics but I don't have Railroad yet? I should really get Railroad.
I wanted to do, I mentioned the Mind series, but like the thing that gets me is just like, well, if I'm using the character Freeman, it's like, oh, I don't know anything about physics at all.
Yeah.
Not that I necessarily have to, but it would probably be good.
Yeah. Oh, Eric says reported. He reported me for talking about piracy.
Ooh.
Also, Alyssa left. I think my stream got interrupted.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
And so I think she probably just went somewhere else. She's like, oh, Vivian stopped or whatever. That's fine. She could probably find something more entertaining to watch than Viv.
I'm not particularly entertaining because I'm not confident.
And I'm just absorbed in hitting next turn. No.
I can't remember. Did I tell you I got a fidget cube?
No, you did not.
Yes, I got a fidget cube.
I have one. I like it a lot.
It's the same one, right?
Yeah, like the joystick and the buttons and the clicky wheels and the...
Yeah. The switch. I like using the switch on the side a lot.
Yeah. I've done it.
Kremlin. These belong on Oddly Satisfying.
I love watching them. That's why I was like, for years, I was like, I wish they would put that feature back in Civ, and then they put it back in Civ 6 in real time, and I'm like, great. Is that was one of my favorite things?
I watched a review of a city builder called Pharaoh.
Oh, I've heard of Pharaoh. I haven't played it though.
I watched Seth. I watched Seth Zentak review it, and he just did a whole. Like he recited a whole story from Egyptian mythology, and I fucking died laughing.
Oh man. What I know about Egypt, cats.
I know nothing about Egypt. I know some Greek mythology. Not a lot, though.
I've discovered uranium. I really don't want bananas.
I guess you could say, yes, we have no bananas.
I have too many bananas.
That's what the yes is for.
Oh, it's in this farm. Goodbye, farm. I want uranium. I've been given too much power. I'll build a farm right here to make up for it. Plus, they don't want irradiated crops anyways. right?
Parmesan.
Means the difference between poverty and starvation and the abundant life.
Don't I have rifling? No, I guess I don't. I'm trading communism for guns. That seemed like a good trade.
Why not both?
Power grows out of the barrel of a gun.
See, he's got the right idea.
Kim and Al Capone.
I don't know if Al Capone had the right idea. He killed a man during dinner with a baseball bat.
A memorable evening.
Yes. This was also in Untouchables. This was also something I didn't think happened. It did.
Okay, now build a farm here.
Pat, build a farm. I don't know if that joke worked at all.
I don't think I understand the joke.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah, I'm too illiterate.
You would make a ship
I mean,
sail
I was
against
reaching.
the winds and currents by lighting a bonfire under her deck? I have no time for such nonsense.
Build many things. Oh! I found coal where I already had a mine. Yeah, the computer likes to do that. Granny was destroyed by an enemy infiltrator. Like, I could put a bunch of money into espionage and then never have technology or anything. And then I wouldn't get my stuff destroyed, but I just don't know if that makes sense. Coal for sheep. Sounds like a bad deal, sure. Communism for the corporation and 840 gold. Tell me what's wrong with this trade.
Holy fucking shit. Game designer Will Wright was inspired to create a virtual dollhouse after losing his home in the Oakland firestorm of 1991 and subsequently rebuilding his life.
Corporation.
Yep.
That's how he came up with The Sims.
An ingenious device for obtaining
That's
individual
awful.
profit without individual responsibility.
He has stated that The Sims was actually meant as a satire of U.S. consumer culture.
Yep.
Oof. That's Monopoly all over again.
Yeah. Just look where it's ended up.
History really does fucking repeat itself.
Before that steam drill shall beat me down, I'll die with my hammer in my hand.
Oh, it's time to build. Just running out of stuff to build.
How is it that EA has been consistently run by jackasses? Unless it's Jackass, I can't remember.
No, it's they keep changing. I think for a while it was run by Peter Moore, who was the head of Sega of America during the Dreamcast. And then he became the head of Xbox because he wanted to get revenge on Sony for the PlayStation 2 killing the Dreamcast.
Fascinating.
He got a tattoo of the Halo 2 and the GTA 4 release dates on his arm.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's like promotional events for the games coming out on 360. And then after Xbox, he went to EA. I can't remember if I said that part already. He's not at EA anymore, though. Yeah, the person who took over after him on Xbox was Don Matrick. You know, we have a product for people who don't have a stable internet connection. It's called Xbox 360 guy.
Yeah, I remember.
Kind of hard to forget.
Amazing how they just completely self-detonated for like 4 years, was it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm amazed they recovered at all.
It's pretty crazy. It's only because they put Phil Spencer in charge.
It really does keep happening in cycles, doesn't it? Like, every so often, one of the big console distributors just completely shoots themselves in the fucking knee.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Nintendo's doing it now. Like, Nintendo's doing financially well. But they're so much more greedy now.
Yeah, I've heard. I make it very clear that I do not, like, stan any CEO of anything ever.
Yeah, the thing is like, Nintendo fans don't seem to realize, like, Nintendo fans will be like, why would you stand a game company? Oh, Nintendo. I love you.
Like, it's just so... I can say this much. Reggie Fils-Aimé wasn't someone who was so fucking lizard-brained like most of these guys that, you know, basically it's kind of like this. Like, one of my friends sort of goes on about, she said something that, you know, in the modern era, the consumer is an inconvenience.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of people who don't think like that. Reggie Fils-Aimé was one of those guys who didn't think of the consumer as an inconvenience. He was like, no, we need a fucking audience if we want to make money because people think like that and succeed that way.
Yeah. Him, and then it helped Satoru Iwata's leadership.
Yeah.
And now they're both gone. Finally, Railroad.
I fooled you. I fooled you. I got pig iron. I got pig iron. I got all pig iron.
You understand?
I don't. I'm more threatened than anything.
Now I can finally upgrade all these roads to railroads.
I am the state.
Okay.
Alright. Let's say, see. Automate, build, trade network.
So it looks like the first Sims is on my abandonware. So
Yeah.
just pick that up.
I should play the first Sims again. It's been so long since I played
I've
the
never
first
played
Sims.
it on PC. I played
Yeah,
it on
it's
PS2 years
it's a
ago.
it's a totally different game on console. It was essentially like a new game, like those console ports.
I want to see if that satirical element is more evident playing the original game, because I've never even noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be that Will Wright's not great at satire. Starting a golden age.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about Andy Warhol's failed attempt at transphobic satire?
No, and I am afraid.
Okay, so Andy Warhol, he didn't direct it. He conceived it, conceptualized it. Conceives of a satire on feminism, starring 3 of the people that he was like hanging around at the time they all happened to be trans women. And Andy Warhol was a fucking transphobe, and he didn't see them as women. But the thing is that Andy Warhol was bad
It is
enough
not the
at
strongest of the
satire.
species that survive, but the one most responsive to change.
He was bad enough at satire that the movie has just pretty much been reclaimed by trans women because it barely reads as a satire. It just seems like a movie about trans feminists.
Oof.
The satire just doesn't work. So it completely backfired because he just wasn't a good satirist.
A good satire is difficult.
Oh yeah, I don't deny it. I don't know if you've ever watched The Thick of It.
I don't think so.
Oh my god. It is fucking marvelous. The Thick of It, and then the movie that came after the show, In the Loop, which is a satire on British government, and it is it probably has just what is considered by many to be one of the greatest comedic performances of all time, which is Peter Capaldi as Malcolm Tucker, and he is one of the most quotable characters I've ever seen.
I am now the wealthiest civilization in the world.
Look at you go.
And the city is starving.
Oh, America.
Yeah.
One other thing I intended to get from my Abandonware was that third-person action game that Bungie made.
Oh, Oni?
Yes, because that's on there. It has been completely forgotten, so it's just sitting there on my Abandonware.
Yeah, I need to play that. I think I put it on my PS2 port on my PS2. Since I have a free boot memory card and a hard drive in it.
As to diseases, make a habit of 2 things: to help, or at least to do no harm.
Yes, environmentalism. It'll give health in all my cities. Just researched medicine. Can't select instructions from there. Why can't I build a hospital here? Oh, because I was looking for the wrong icon. Look at those dogs. They're barking at you.
Looks like Sims 2 is on my Abandonware as well. So.
Does it have all the expansions? I mean, you don't need all of them. When I was a kid, I never had any expansions for Sims 2. We had 2 expansions for Sims 1, and none for Sims 2. And that's just how I played it for years.
Right. I don't.
You can probably pirate the expansions. There's also the Ultimate Collection, which is right before they were discontinuing Sims 2 on Origin. It's Sims 2 and all of the extra content for it. So you can also find a torrent for that.
I always hope that at some point the culture around video games will change before we've lost everything.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be another case like, most silent films don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very quickly happening before our eyes with games again.
Yeah, it's only because of pirates that it's still around.
Yep. Oh, and also movies archived on film, and then the hard drives will
Eventually
get
die.
corrupted.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're watching this just happen again, and nobody's doing anything about it.
Gotta love it. Just automate you in general. Just gonna automate markers from now on. For fun, for funsies. Actually, I don't want that oil. Guess I should research combustion, huh?
Electricity so cheap that only the rich will burn candles.
Oh well, it's time to make Universal Studios, and by that I mean it's time to build Broadway.
Nice. It will make great things like the works of Stephen Sondheim, and it will make horrible things like the works of Jonathan Larson.
Name of that one guy. There's like, oh, Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
I almost said Ed Gein, and I'm like, no, that's a serial killer.
No, different man-made chairs made of skin. Not nice.
Not the same.
Ed Wood just
Oh, Russian Revolt, huh?
Ed Wood just wore dresses and made bad movies.
Yeah. Which, honestly, aspirational.
Oh yeah. Like he seemed to have a strong interest in gender in general. So it's more than I can say for most
Everything in life is
successful
somewhere
directors.
else, and you get there in a car.
Time to research refrigeration.
And then he makes the movie Glenn or Glenda, which inspires the character in Chucky, the killer doll thing, where his son slash daughter, because his child is gender fluid and goes by Glenn and Glenda. Because, yeah, it's a vibe.
Can't harvest oil yet. Must build public transit. Wait, am I having a revolt? I don't want to no. They're having a revolt up there. Well, I'm fine then, so.
Canada watching America during 2020.
Yeah.
Not that Canada is particularly, like, I'm sure they think that's not gonna happen there, and when it really hits, it'll, yeah, there's a lot to be reckoned with, basically.
Yeah. Destroying the workshop for oil.
Rah!
No, someone else built Broadway.
Someone else gets to have Jonathan Larson. It's okay. I guess I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. He's not like, he wasn't evil to my mind. has been ragged on for good reason.
Tell me what you eat, and I will tell you what you are.
I eat garbage like a fucking raccoon.
Yeah, I had Taco Bell today.
I've been wanting Taco Bell lately. What did you get?
Assign a Malinese city to Catherine? No. I got a Crunchwrap and some tacos, and I put my powder on the Crunchwrap so I could eat it. We went there because Danny's favorite is the Mexican pizza, and they got rid of it, and they brought it back.
Oh, cool.
You gotta build supermarkets everywhere. Very American game. Supermarkets, a good advancement.
Look at that.
Big up.
Speed Most Wanted.
Which one? The 2012 one or the 2005 one?
2005, I think.
I should download that. Although, I think you have to mod it to make it.
I'm just browsing my abandonware right now.
Understandable.
At the top is Sid Meier's Civilization, because I guess the original game is abandonware now.
Yeah, the original one. I have the original one on floppy disk.
Wow, floppy disk. If you want some additional orchestral music that you could listen to while playing Civ 4, I could offer you some.
Yeah?
Yes. I feel like Philip Glass is very good to listen to while playing this.
Oh, yeah. Philip Glass would be... The thing is that I feel like the soundtracks after Civ 4 weren't as good. So when I'm playing Civ 5 or 6, I almost always listen to additional music. But yeah, Civ Glass would be a good pick.
Glass. Let me think. Trying to think of some other people who would. Shit. Whenever I actively try and think of composers, they just flee my mind, all of them.
Who's that guy who pretended he was blind and all his music was ghostwritten, and he's the one who's responsible for the Resident Evil director's cut basement theme? Yeah, that guy.
Can't remember. It was deaf, not blind.
Oh, I thought he pretended to be blind.
No, he pretended to be deaf.
Either way, you shouldn't do that.
Do that. It results in like people cracking jokes about that specific track from Resident Evil, where people were like, "Well, that sure sounds like it was composed by someone who was deaf."
Everyone like forgets Beethoven was deaf.
Yeah. To be fair, I think the joke is fucked up, but like at the same time, the dude just kind of handed it to them on a platter by faking it.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucked. I wouldn't even try and keep up a little bit of that charade.
Couldn't. Could never. Skip this turn as well. I want to research a radio, and I should be able to build a wonder from that. Can use this great engineer on.
Oh, there's black and white.
There I can build rock and roll. Yeah. I don't know if your computer could run black and white 2, but black and white 1 it might have a fair chance. Alright, Timbuktu, I need you to build rock and roll Okay, I need you to rush the production of rock and roll. We're gonna make some really ass music here.
That's how you make good rock and roll.
Alright, here you go. Don't DMCA me, Twitch.
Is that like an actual song?
Yes. It provides 6 hit singles, which you can trade as a resource with other people. Same with Broadway, provides hit musicals.
What's every time I think about Twitch streamers getting DMCA'd, I think of that time when copyrighted music was playing on one of Germa's streams, and he just started yelling, and then
It's all you can do. Jerga. Jermpla. Yeah, let's build Christo Rendor. Just cause. Let's build that big Jesus statue.
been wanting to play some rail shooters.
Ooh. MAME time? MAME time?
MAME?
Multi-arcade machine emulator?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you can play a bunch of arcade games on there. And then you can play rail shooters with your mouse. Or a Wiimote.
I don't even know how you would connect a Wiimote to a computer.
Wiimotes use Bluetooth.
I didn't know that.
I can build broadcast towers now. I've researched radio. I'm gonna build broadcast towers to increase my culture. Broadcast towers also give you extra happiness from every hit musical, hit single, or hit musical that you have. Hit musical, hit single, hit movie, I mean. Yeah, if you build Hollywood, you get hit movies. I don't know why that longbowman got selected. Oh good, my borders are finally connected. Oh, I can build the United Nations. Guarantees eligibility for diplomatic votes for diplomatic victory. And then I can also build Hollywood.
I think Hollywood wasn't meant to be in California. It was meant to be elsewhere. I can't remember. I think it may have been Florida.
Florida?
Yeah.
The anti-California.
Yeah, it was the weather. I think the weather placement. So they, yeah.
That would do it.
California wasn't. Either way, California wasn't the intended place. They just ended up setting up there out of convenience. Like, there is a world where it's significantly easier for me to try and get into a career making movies.
Damn. I guess you need to live in that alternate universe, huh?
I have wished that maybe I could go to an alternate universe when I was like a kid. But it's like, nah, it's not happening.
Build more. I'm taking more of their territory with my culture. I'm surprised no one's just going to war with me. It's probably because I'm on an easier difficulty. Oh, if I build a satellite, I'll have the whole world. Buildings have been destroyed. Damn. What got destroyed? A university, for one. And a barracks. I got another great spy. How many Scotland Yards can I build? Scotland Yard challenge. A mint was destroyed by enemy infiltrators.
Did I tell you I watched that Uncharted movie?
Oh god, no you didn't. Oh no. Oh no, how was it?
Okay, so my mom actually, what was it, like years ago, like when Uncharted 2 was about to come out, like my mom saw some footage of the game.
Oh, I just took this city via culture. They revolted and joined me.
I see. She saw footage, and it really wasn't that long after that we got a PS3 because they just done the price cut to accompany that.
Oh yeah, the big price cut with the PS3 Slim.
That fucking price cut saved their asses.
It sure did.
It was that, Uncharted 2, and the Kevin Butler ad campaign. Like, that triple punch saved their asses so hard. But, yeah, my mom saw the game. She's like, I need to see this. This looks like a fucking movie. And I have played games for her in the past. Like, I would play and she'd watch me play. And so, I was fucking 9 when Uncharted 2 came out. And so, I was like a kid, and it was just, she's just really super fond of Uncharted, maybe more than me. And I like Uncharted a lot, but like, she's like, she has a big attachment to it. So she saw the movie and got so, like, it actively pissed her off for this night. She fucking hated it. And
Oh.
she hated it more than I did. She was just exhausted with every decision being made, and Mark Wahlberg being there just like made it 20 times worse because she's not a fan of him at all.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be bad. I mean, like, one, their casting decisions were inane.
There is a Nolan North cameo.
Why is it always just a cameo, you know?
And then that only made my mom more upset because she fucking loves Nolan North. So, like, just in general, and especially as that character. So she's just like, oh, fuck you. And they recreate the whole plane set piece from Uncharted 3.
In the Uncharted 1 movie.
Yeah, in the Uncharted 1 movie, I don't know. They recreate that whole sequence in a completely different context. And then Drake, played by Tom Holland, meets Nolan North on the beach after he gets back from that whole sequence. And then Nolan North's just like, what happened to you? And he's just like, I fell off a plane into the ocean. And then Nolan North's just like, something like that happened to me once. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god.
Grown.
Also, for some reason, the post-credits scene teases the plot of the first game.
What? Wait, what does the movie follow then?
It's a completely new plot with little bits and pieces taken from the games, like very small pieces. Like the biggest piece is that plane set piece.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not the plot. They do take from the fourth game, from him and his relationship with his brother, with the orphanage and everything. That's in there. That's it.
I'll have to tell Danny about it because Danny was like angrily refusing to watch it because they love Uncharted so much, and they were like, I can't believe they'd fucking do this.
Yeah, it's bad.
Did you hear they were making a Twisted Metal sitcom?
Yeah, I heard. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I heard. I know it's meant for fucking Peacock.
You will walk
Yeah.
the earth with your eyes turned skyward.
Oh yeah, well,
For
wasn't
there you have been, and there you will long to return.
it's weird. This is really weird. So like, one of the interesting things is I don't actually hate Tom Holland here. I don't think he's the worst. Like, he's really not the worst thing in the movie. What they did to Chloe, oh my god. I was groaning the whole fucking movie because they absolutely butchered Chloe. It's just not Chloe. They just ruin her. I don't think Holland's that bad, but he's curiously restrained.
Yeah, I just thought it was a weird casting decision, you know?
Dude,
I was like, you
this
could have
movie
cast...
cycled through 11 directors.
Oh my...
They kept
11?
firing, yeah, they kept firing everyone. Everyone that came in to make the movie, they kept firing. They got Dan Trachtenberg. I don't know if you've seen that Portal fan film, No Escape.
No, I haven't.
There's a Portal fan film that got a lot of traction, and it resulted in that guy who made it doing was it 13 Cloverfield Lane, I think.
The great
Oh.
masses of the people will more easily
He
fall
did
victim
that
to a
because
big lie
it was like
than
a
to a small one.
movie that like it was a low budget movie, and they're like, all right, you did that with that amount of money, let's give you this and see how you do. And they got him to do Uncharted, and then like literally like 2 months later, the guy was just incredibly devastated because he loves Uncharted, but they just wouldn't let him make the fucking movie. They also got noted Oscar bait director David O. Russell for a little bit, and he fell through because they wouldn't let him direct either. And also, he's an asshole, so there was probably more conflict than normal. That was literally like, what, 3 weeks before he left? They just wouldn't let anyone make it until eventually it landed on the guy who did Venom and Zombieland.
Ugh.
Who is known for being a good company man who just kind of does what is asked of him, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which, is fine, I don't mind that in general. There's a lot of people like that in film, but it was sort of just exhausting to see the movie just kind of...
Yeah, they probably just wanted it out there.
Yeah, they just wanted it out there.
I'm not giving you rocketry. Are you serious? I'm trying to go for a freaking space victory.
Antonio
Science.
Banderas is in there. He's good. He's good wherever he is. I'm assuming you're not watching this.
No.
Beep.
This is the best quote in the whole game.
Yes, it is. One of the actors that was in that Sabrina show is one of the villains in the movie, and she's like, they just kind of waste her because she's a very strong performer, and they just kind of... Would you believe that Sabrina show helped me a lot with me figuring out my transness?
Yeah, I think you've told me about that before.
Yeah. I forget I tell people things.
That's okay.
But yeah, I'm watching this movie and I'm just like it initially I can recognize Uncharted until I just can't anymore, and on a set piece that is weird because like it sort of feels like something that would have been in the games, but also it's like 20 times more airless.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could have just made this a mocap movie with all the same people.
Yeah, just make it CG.
Bonds of earth, put out my hand and touch the face of God.
Just remove the UI from the game.
Basically, yeah. That's what people were kind of doing anyways, I guess.
Yeah, with those YouTube uploads.
Yeah, I would play this game for my mom, and she fucking loved it, and she's happy with that.
She just slapped me.
It got to the point where we were just like, you know what? I think it's time to play these games again. Because I haven't shown them to her in like fucking 6, 7 years maybe. It's been a long while, and we never even really got to the fourth one, which was weird because we were very invested in these games, and we just didn't. Hollywood.
Yay, we made a wood sign. I think you have to pay to license that.
I'm kind of surprised because it was Hollywood land. Like that's what it was. They took the land out later. Like yeah. History of like early Hollywood fascinates me, and I really need to read more on it because, like, even beyond my own investment in movies, the actual story of like building Hollywood is just fascinating. It's a wild place.
I wish I knew how to read.
They made a show about the making of The Godfather recently.
Yeah, didn't you know it's based on like Italian people?
Wow.
Yeah. I thought the accents were coincidence.
It's sort of
There
funny
is one
because
rule
like
for the industrialist, and that is make the best quality of goods
Go away, Henry Ford.
cost possible, paying the highest wages possible.
fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
You just learn that what is it like? You learn like 3/4 of American pioneers were like Nazis who stole everything, and
Mm-hmm.
the remaining 1/4 were like queer in some way and severely closeted and couldn't live.
Yeah. Can I build the space elevator yet? Alright, everyone's forced to adopt environmentalism. Because of the UN resolution I passed. Oh. How did I not... How have I met you just now? How? How did that happen? How did I just now meet America? Did America actually spawn in America? He did. I'm playing on an Earth map. And here he is. In the US. Looks like there's still barbarians up here. In Canada. Germany has a city here? Which is weird. Oh, I got another great scientist.
I saw a 1924 adaptation of Peter Pan with directed by Herbert Brennan, which seems to be the only film adaptation that has a woman playing Peter Pan.
Yeah, like traditionally.
Yeah, like they don't do that in movies after that, aside from like filmed, like the musical show that they
If the
film every
radiance of
now and
1,000
again.
suns were to burst at once into the sky,
And
that would be like the splendor of the mighty one.
I was watching
I
it,
am become
and
deaf,
I don't know what's
shudder
going
of
on
words.
because I know that like it sounds a little fraught for me to say it because of the nature like the fundamental nature of Peter Pan's relationship with Wendy a little bit, you know. But there's big gay energy in there. Like, I'm watching this and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
You mean gay people make movies? Since when?
Gay people do make movies. Hollywood just convinces you that they don't. Gay people have made movies since movies were around. I know someone whose most watched movie is a very short film by Alice E, which is, you know, like it was from like
What is
I want to
happiness?
say
The feeling that power is
1908.
growing and that resistance is overcome.
Oh, I want to say 1908, and it's a colorized, not like, you know, sort of when movies are colorized by studios years later. I mean, like, you know, hand tinted, like when it came out, like when it was made. And it's just, you know, a little lesbian movie. And I know someone who has watched this like 20 times because it's so short.
But think of the children.
The children. You know, you just kind of, you know, like one of the first things that could be considered a film, something created by Edward Muybridge, who made the famous, you know, there's the famous quote-unquote first film of a horse galloping.
Yeah.
You know, it was made by that same person, and it's just two ladies kissing. Like, the early history of cinema is actually surprisingly gay. You know, there are people who will try and say that, you know, cinema sort of starts in like the mid 1910s, fucking birth of a nation. These people are fucking useful idiots. They're useful idiots carrying water for white supremacy, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
That is a movie I refuse to watch, and
Mm-hmm.
at least, like, it's one of those things that I'm at least glad that I didn't go to film school, just because it lowers my odds of having to watch that movie, because I wouldn't. It just wouldn't. Like, fucking fail me right now. I don't care. I don't care what a cornerstone you think it is. Everything that it did was already done years prior to someone else.
Yeah, that's how it be.
I just want to say one word to you. Just one word. Plastics.
Everyone's favorite word.
Why is there a graduate quote in Civil? What's going on?
There needs to be. It's where it belongs.
Like, I'm just like, what's this quote from? And then I turn my head.
It's funny because I knew that quote from Civ 4, and then I watched The Graduate as part of music and films class, and I was like, huh. It's from this movie, huh? Of all movies.
That's really... I get it, because, like, it does work. But what the fuck? It's also just nice to hear Leonard Nimoy say it.
Just imagine he played every character in that movie.
I know that the guy who said that in The Graduate is the mayor from Jaws.
That's actually his legal name.
Mayor from Jaws?
Yeah. I don't want to do a hostile takeover for the mining corporation. That's all I can. I'm not gonna complete the quest. You make me accept it, but I'm not gonna complete it. I don't usually. I don't usually deal with the corporations in this game. Like all this weird where they're like, take away this resource and we give you this thing, and I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with it.
It's weird how like people do have a fondness for Red Faction, but almost none of them are very good games.
Yeah. Honestly. Like, I feel like if you played the first Red Faction in the right place, right time, it would have been impressive, but now it's just like, all of these tricks. You know, like, Half-Life pulled off a bunch of impressive tricks, but like, Red Faction's cool tech tricks barely matter in the game. Do you like that the internet is a picture of Al Gore?
Gotta love it.
Um...
You were talking about Red Faction.
But like, all of the, like, technical tricks they pull off are so thinly veiled, just like, the glass is just a stock animation of it shattering. And if you shoot more than one panel of glass, it interrupts the last animation. And the ground deforming is neat, I guess, but they still don't really do much with it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I built the Manhattan Project, and then I'm gonna immediately ban nukes. So.
Yeah. They're making a movie about Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, I know.
Do you know because everyone in Hollywood seems to be in it?
Yeah, every white dude in Hollywood is in Oppenheimer.
Everyone who isn't in Barbie.
Is in Oppenheimer.
Yes.
They come out on the same day.
Yes. That fucking kills me.
No, I'm not giving you plastics.
Someone said something on a Sordoramon. Someone said you get one movie for the girls and one movie for the boys, and one of the non-binary people said, "Well, I guess I got to figure out how to see both at the same time then."
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I've seen a picture of Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, like an on-set photo. He looks like Steven Spielberg for some reason.
He plays Steven Spielberg, who shows up in the movie and says, I'm gonna make a movie about this. It doesn't matter if this is a Steven Spielberg film or not.
He's working on an autobiographical movie that has David Lynch in it.
Oh.
Yes, David Lynch is going to act in a Steven Spielberg movie.
I hope he plays Steven Spielberg.
Some have actually theorized that he's going to play.
Parents to have a child which carries the heavy burden of genetic disease.
Yikes quote.
Yikes.
Yikes.
What was I going to say? There have been rumors that he's actually going to play John Ford. Have I talked about John Ford?
No, I don't think so.
Oh God. Okay, John Ford made a lot. To quote the man himself, "I make westerns." He made some of the most iconic and popular westerns of all time, including Stagecoach and The Searchers. And he worked a lot with John Wayne, and he had a very toxic relationship with John Wayne, where he would treat John Wayne like shit, and John Wayne would take it because he said he owed John Ford everything. John Ford was known for acting like a hard ass with most people, but actually being a sweetheart with most people, except for John Wayne, whom he was actually a hard ass. And there's he was just like, it's kind of hard to overstate how influential John Ford is. Like, everyone who's anyone, watched John Ford movies in film classes and were deeply inspired by his visual craft. Someone once... What's happening there?
Egypt is capturing barbarian cities.
Oh, okay. This is just a chronological hodgepodge.
Yeah.
What was it?
The real problem is not whether machines think, but whether men do.
failsafe. It's hard to overstate like how influential he was, and like this dude was a fucking titan. And I think Spielberg, he snuck onto, I can't remember what lot it was. I think it was a Universal lot at the time, and because I think one of his siblings was working there, and he went on the Hogan's Heroes set and was asking around about he was like asking for advice, and then the guy working on Hogan's Heroes goes, "No, you don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to Jack Ford." So he goes over to he's like, "Fucking John Ford's here." It's kind of like, I'm trying to find a good equivalent. It's kind of like if you had if you as a young basketball player had the opportunity to meet Michael Jordan. Like it's that sort of big. That's the scale that we're at.
I'm kind of like the next Michael Jordan, like not in any ways at all, but like just take my word for it, please.
You just are. I trust you.
Hockey. Hockey is my favorite baseball. Oh. 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 Oh, a lot of people declared war on a lot of people. I'm fine.
There is a single light of science, and to brighten it anywhere is to brighten it everywhere.
So he goes to fucking John Ford's office, and again, John Ford known for behaving very cantankerously. He goes up to his office, and he's like, sort of like, what the fuck, who's this kid? But Spielberg starts asking him questions, and he's just like, he just has like a bunch of paintings on the wall, and he goes, look at that painting right there, like one of the paintings on his wall, and he goes up to it. He goes, what do you see? He's just like, I see clouds and I see a landscape. It's just like
Nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws.
Douglas Adams. He was like, he's like, what do you see in this painting? It's like, oh, I see some settlers,
I'm doing it. I'm building the internet.
Oh shit, it's happening.
I knew the internet was an all-in-one computer.
As we all know, the internet was made at the exact same time as the computer monitor.
Yes.
Cyberspace.
Grants all technologies acquired by two known civilizations. I think I got nothing from that. I'm building my spaceship for the space science victory.
He's like, what do you see? He's like, I see some settlers in a canyon. And he's like, no, don't pay attention to what's happening in the frame. Pay attention to the frame itself. He's like, what's at the top of the frame? What's at the bottom of the frame? Observe that, take the whole frame into consideration. And then he's like, okay, what's over here? And he's like, what do you see here? Oh, I see some Indians. He's like, no, what the fuck did I tell you? He's just talking to this kid, like cursing at him. And he's just like, once you've defined a composition not by what's running through it, but at its top and bottom, then you might make a pretty good picture maker. Now get the fuck out of my office.
Oh my god.
This dude was fucking terrifying.
I mean, he's right, but Jesus Christ.
That was his disposition with a lot of people. There's a story about how he, an associate of his, that he knew before he became a really successful director, came to him in his office, and
Catherine launches a tactical nuke and it explodes. What about the nuclear non-proliferation? Where did Catherine launch a nuke?
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
I kind of hate that quote because of how it has influenced a lot of storytelling in really unimaginative ways.
Yeah.
I don't actually hate the quote, but I hate the way people have taken the quote in terms of
That's
storytelling.
that's so many quotes. It's just like, what a good quote. It's too bad people took it way out of context.
Yeah. Like, I do think the quote speaks to perspective beautifully, but also I think people have been really stupid with it. It's like, oh, the MCU is like, oh, magic, and it's just like, dude, don't stand in here throwing purple aliens at me all day. You can make room for some fucking magic, man. They did bite the bullet pretty recently and just be like, oh yeah, it's just straight up magic. It's like, yeah, good, fine, cool. It's a little too late now, but cool.
Yeah.
I know that, the difference between, sort of sci-fi powers and magic at that point is essentially pedantic, but I don't really give a fuck. Let magic feel magical. It's about the vibe. But yeah, so like there's another story about John Ford and about an associate that came to his office one day, and he knew this guy from before he was a successful director. And the guy's begging him for money because his wife needs an operation and needs it very soon. And then, like, everyone outside John Ford's office hears him screaming, "Who do you think you are coming into my office and talking to me this way? Get out of my office!" And then, literally, like a few minutes later, someone spotted some dude who worked for Ford literally giving the guy money at the
Oh my
back.
god, it was just an appearance.
Yes, because people said if you show that you're soft in this town at all, you will get fucked. And it was especially true back then. John Ford mostly got his way as a director in terms of like having final cut, and that's a really rare thing at any point in time. So, yeah, that's he was simultaneously a hard ass and also someone disguised as a hard ass who's really just a big softie. And
That's so wacky.
People theorize that David Lynch is playing that guy, and that would make sense for David Lynch because he could probably do that. I have seen angry David Lynch. There is first-hand footage of this. There's footage of him fucking
Yelling at people while he's filming.
Yeah. I know he's not normally like that, but like that footage of the continuity supervisor coming to him about coverage, and he's just like, "What the fuck is this about the shot length?" I'm trying to fucking work.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that crazy scene. The craziest clip of David Lynch I've seen is that one where he's like talking to kids, trying to get kids to do what he wants. Filming.
Yeah. Craziest I've seen David Lynch is him walking out of this fucking cavern completely shirtless and covered in mud, saying that he's making music. Like doing a whole interview and then just receding back into that cave. Like, I had no context. It's like, yeah, he's a musician too, and he makes furniture.
No context, David Lynch is the best David Lynch. It's best when I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Almost done building my spaceship. Will I get there in time? Who knows? No. I'm not letting them join the Russians. Where's the last? No, I'm not going to war. I'm building a spaceship. I have more important things to do. Now let's just conveniently not talk about how most dams in the US were built. Someone else is building their own spaceship.
My brother was when he was showing me Elden Ring, one of the characters shows up and he's just sort of like, spoiler alert, she's a doll, and then I'm just like, oh, trust me, I know.
That's just how FromSoft games be. How many times have they done that one particular thing? They did it in Bloodborne, they did it in like Demon Souls.
From Software sort of seems like my favorite sort of thing, which is
borrow it from our children.
various permutations of one idea over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, people get annoyed about that. I do not. It doesn't bother me unless you're not doing anything at all new with it, and I don't think that's like really a problem with them.
Melanie's revolt in Vladivostok. Looks like I'm about to have Vladivostok as well.
AK-47. I don't know where the AK-47 was.
Well, there's a revolt. Well, yeah, I don't know where it was made, but I know they did use them a lot.
I sort of adore, like...
Apparently it's because they're really, like, reliable and easily repairable. And they're also cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard they're just, like, they can take a beating.
Factor was destroyed.
The spaceship has slowly been built. Are we practicing space colonization?
Yeah, that's the science victory. You colonize Mars.
Alpha Centauri is basically.
Yeah, Alpha Centauri is Civ on Alpha Centauri after Earth is like fucked.
Yeah.
I could show you Alpha Centauri if you want.
If you would like to,
I love Alpha Centauri.
This has been interesting to see, especially the way they visualize the creation of the internet.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's a difficult thing to visualize.
That is true. A lot of things are very difficult to visualize. I don't know how to do it. You need a hell of an imagination, and I don't know if I have it right now.
Oh, since I have satellites, I can see the whole Earth. I could zoom out now.
Let's see.
Once the turn is processed.
The idea of just this severely anachronistic thing going on, like something got scrambled, and now everyone's in different time periods. That's horrifying.
Lots of war going on. I refuse.
That's the story of the planet.
Yeah, on higher difficulties, the AI is a lot more aggressive with you if you're doing well.
Behind a veil, unseen yet present.
So, the higher difficulty you get, the less viable a lot of difficult victories other than military conquest become. Alright, well, since I have all the technologies now, it's time to decrease my science funding by a bunch and put it into culture. Because I might as well.
Would you believe on a server I'm on lately, I've been called fish.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. Like, one of them started calling me fish, and now everyone just calls me that there. Though currently my name on there is a fruit machine.
What's your favorite fruit?
Plums. I'm very fond of
Plums.
plums.
I didn't expect plums.
What
I don't
did
know
you
what I
expect?
expected, but it wasn't plums.
Yeah, I'm very fond of plums. Sometimes I want to smash watermelons like Gallagher. He would just take a sledgehammer and just slam watermelons. People in the front row seats would wear ponchos.
What's stopping you?
I don't have any watermelons and I fucking hate wasting food. Or food. I don't like wasting food.
Sounds like you need to get over that
I mean,
to accomplish your dreams.
honestly, my whole thing about wasting food in part comes from some trauma.
I mean, yeah, and also that's a good thing to not do.
Yeah.
Alright, wait, I need one more casing part for my ship to be finished. I could launch it now, but I'm not going to.
One of my favorite images ever was just, it just sort of felt like how I feel, where a dude just grabbed a knife and just went to town on a jug of chocolate milk.
Oh, just cut the jug open?
Yes, just absolutely.
I don't know if I've seen that one, but I have seen a man cut open like a water bottle with a knife.
It was just, he just went hard on it, and it was so violent. And I was just like laughing and wanting to cry at the same time. It's just like, oh, this is how I feel. Just the unreasonable violence of it all and the absurdity of it. Like, yes, this is America.
I've launched it. Do you know what engine this runs on?
No, I do not.
The Gamebryo engine.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
What?
Also, I like that if you zoom out, like you can see the spaceship still going up towards the camera.
Nice.
And it'll keep going up.
Did you hear that Bethesda's new game was delayed?
Yep.
This was to be expected.
It's still coming closer. I know it's just a bunch of pixels. There it is. It's just neat.
Yes,
You also like that if you zoom into the cities, you get ambient noise based on your culture and tech level.
yeah. And all
But yeah.
beforehand.
The thing that used to bother me so much is I knew a bunch of people who did not understand video games having shorthand. There's like, you're the reason video games are like this. They're like, yeah, I just can't get into Civ because like all the units are like so huge compared to the buildings. And I'm like, it's for readability. It's so you can tell they're there. It's not supposed to be a realistic, you're placing cities on tiles. Everything here is an abstraction. Just like, you're why video games are like this. This is your fault.
We are currently in just a period that is like the end result of a refusal to accept abstraction.
I know, just like everything has to have maximum visual fidelity, and I'm like, do you know how much we limit the medium by doing that? By not allowing abstractions, or when realistic looking things don't act in realistic ways, which is my theory for what happened to the arcade racer. Is realistic looking cars not driving realistically? People were like,
Yeah, I can't even look at my own life that way. I can't do it. I frame things abstractly and with artifice. That's how I see my own life. I don't know. We're deeply our capacity to imagine through abstraction is being weakened with every time that someone says this isn't realistic or whatever.
yeah.
So I don't care. I feel like people are caring a little less in some places because that movie I mentioned about the fucking guys jumping on trophy buttplugs. Like, I saw that movie and it's doing really well in theaters, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Like it's making good money and it has several scenes that just devolve into absolute abstraction. One scene is just literally animated child scribbles.
Yeah, people get that way about movies a lot too, where they're like, "Well, that's not how a gun works," and I'm like, that's. Oh, is the point of the movie to have guns function realistically? You know?
Like, yeah, I know a gun doesn't actually fire when you drop it, but it's also fucking funny when it does that. There's a scene in True Lies where one character drops a submachine gun down a flight of stairs, and it's just automatically firing the entire way down and killing everyone on the bottom floor, and it cracks me up so hard. It's just like you sacrifice the capacity for expression when you do this.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I've been like literally sitting there playing some itch.io games recently, and there was one called They Grew Lungs and Drowned, and I was just, nothing here is remotely real, but it's fucking perfect. I don't, yeah.
The future will be better tomorrow.
Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle.
Alright. I did it. I want the space.
Space.
Oh, no, yeah, it is Alpha Centauri. And one of them you go to Mars. But yep, they get to Alpha Centauri. Do you like this feature though?
What is this? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this is not in Civ 6, which is disappointing. I have it going really fast right now, but you can see all the stuff happening in text there.
There's something about this that makes all of it feel so personal.
Yeah.
It is like you created something and you've been with it the whole way through.
Yeah, I think that's what's satisfying.
2020.
The game ended. Oh, if only we got to go to Alpha Centauri by now. Did Roosevelt just pop up? Because look at his score. It only pops up there. Did he just get created? Like, what happened there? What was that about? I'm so confused. Because, like, if we look at his gold, his goods produced, like, everything starts there. Is that a thing that can happen in Civ 4? Yeah, like, that's... Because I was like, how did he... So you can see, like, demographics. When you were ranked, I was ranked 8th on soldiers. 3rd on land area. 10th on exports and imports, which is the worst, I think. Yeah. You can see the top 5 cities. Moscow was the top city. Oh dang, they built, like, the Great Temple for Buddhism, they built Stonehenge, they built the Great Lighthouse, they built the Colossus, they built the Oracle, Hagia Sophia, Sistine Chapel, Taj Mahal, Broadway. Dang. And then the rest of the cities. Well, next two are mine, and then the Khmer, who became my vassal, is the 3rd, and then London have the 4th. And you can also, like, view the little wonder models here. The real-time ones. Alright, anyway. And I was ranked Herbert Hoover. Rip.
Herbert Hoover.
Rip.
Did you know that Lyndon B. Johnson named his dick?
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned this from a friend of mine several years ago, and I never forgot it.
Below Henry VIII.
I don't know about that, man.
Damn. I feel like I committed less atrocities than some of these people.
Yeah.
But it's just based on score.
Who's at the top?
Augustus Caesar.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bottom is Dan Quayle.
That's amazing, though. Every time someone references Dan Quayle, I'm just sort of like, because the references came from fucking around this time. There's a satirical song by Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
That references Dan Quayle, and I'm just sort of like most of the song has aged like wine, but that one bit always gets me.
Yeah. Alright, did you want to see Alpha Centauri?
Yes, I did. I would like to.
Alright, let me...
I'm very curious what that looks like transposed onto that.
So Alpha Centauri is significantly older. Alpha Centauri is a spin-off of Civilization 2. Yeah, hopefully it captures okay. I don't have the mods. Okay, will it let me alt-tab?
If it doesn't work, we can do something else.
Okay, I'll make a random map. A large planet. I don't know, specialist. Standard rules. I'll be Lady Deidre Sky.
At Gaia's Landing, we have a tall...
Okay, preferences. Advanced preferences. Audiovisual preferences. Map preference. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Please don't go.
How do I... The drones do
They look
need
up
me.
to you.
The drones do look up to me.
I cannot see anything.
I know, I'm trying. I can't alt-tab the Discord. Okay, I'm gonna have to, Yes, that's an order, mister. I'm gonna have to install a mod.
Damn.
In order to, like, render it with modern graphics. Okay, show folder, like, because it just runs full screen 640 by 480. No resolution options. Okay, view the forums. There's like a mod to make it run at like widescreen and stuff. Yeah, okay, sticky, unofficial patches. Okay.
Remember when the time you showed me that They Might Be Giants did that song thing for you?
Yeah.
I mentioned that to my mom and sister, like just kind of offhandedly, and they just kind of started yelling at me and demanding to know what the context for that was. I can't remember.
Oh, it's so much better as a mystery though.
I mean, I don't mind the mystery, but they might.
Okay, where are... That's bugs and exploits. This is bugs and experimental alterations to the AI.
My Abandonware has a lot of games that no one has thought about in decades.
It sure does. Hardly incorporates... Where are... Okay. Alpha Centauri graphics patch. PC Gaming Wiki. DLC and expansions. Patches. The planetary pack or laptop pack, just install the compatibility patch. What the fuck is that? Unofficial patches. Includes the graphical pack. Okay. PRAX. Open Alpha Centauri. Add Direct Draw 0. Under Alpha Centauri. Okay. Download. How do I use this?
Oh, I have one more John Ford story that fucking kills me. So like, again, like he had a really toxic thing going on with John Wayne, and one of the main things is that he didn't seem to actually believe that John Wayne could act very well, and kind of seemed like more he saw him as a body than anything for a long time, and he like for example, like when he first worked with him, I think he just goes because John Wayne was sort of inexperienced, and most of the time he was working on either silent films or like larger sort of like because audio recording wasn't the best obviously in the 30s.
Yeah.
And he looked at him while he was acting, and then he just goes up to him like after a take, and he's just like, what's that thing you're doing with your mouth? Stop it. Like his mouth is just sort of moving funny. Like he was just infamously punishing on him. And then Ford went to see another movie that Wayne did with another director. He did a movie with Howard Hawks called Red River, and Ford went to see it, and then he saw it, and near the end, I think he stood up and yelled, "My God, the big son of a bitch can act after all." It's like you hated so much.
How? I have patched the graphics, and yet I still cannot use Windows or Alt-Tab. Wait. Toggle window full screen. Yes! Toggle Windows full screen. They did it. I modded it. It worked. Hooray. Game capture. Auto detect. Remove that. Add source. Desktop capture. Alpha Centauri. Yeah, I'm gonna run it in an ugly ass window like this. Alright, here you go. Okay, I'm gonna need you to tell me something. Can you still see it?
I can see it, yes.
Okay, you can still see it? That means if you can still see it, that means I can play in full screen.
Okay, yes, I can see
I'm hoping that means that, XSplit can still see it.
Yes, this is much older.
Yeah. Alright, so the terrain and the units are actually rendered in voxel?
Datapod recovered.
Resources exist to be consumed, and consumed they will be. If not by this generation, then by some future. By what right does this forgotten future seek to deny us our birthright? None, I say. Let us take what is ours, chew and eat our fill. CEO Nwabude K. Morgan, The Ethics of Greed.
So a lot of the quotes in this game are done by the faction leaders, who are all different personalities. based on their ideology. And so the idea is that there was a crisis among the colony ship heading to Alpha Centauri, which caused the people on the colony ship to split into ideological factions. And so a lot of the quotes for this game are made up by the writing team and attributed to these personalities and read by them.
Production complete.
Cool, yes, formers. I need them.
I'm assuming terraforming happens at some point.
Yeah. That's what I'm building the farmers for, so solar panels. Because they can build like they can do like what workers can do, but they can also remove this red stuff. This is xenofungus. Xenofungus will impede your movement and also spawn mind worms, which are native to Alpha Centauri, which attack you psychically. So at first, your people don't know what to do about mind worms. There's just like giant boils of mind worms. And you can use like formers to get rid of the fungus and also make fungicidal ones. But since I'm playing as Lady Deidre Sky, she is the the ecologist who thinks that we don't want to fuck up Earth like last time. We should live in harmony with Alpha Centauri. So I'm gonna try and not get rid of a lot of xenofungus, and instead, I'm going to try and eventually become symbiotic with it. So at that point, you can tame and build your own mindworm boils, and you'll want to spread xenofungus for your own benefit. So like one of the victories in Alpha Centauri is to fully merge with the consciousness of the planet.
Oh my god.
They're getting they get real sci-fi.
That's the kind of like once you get
Mod
that
recovered.
sort of area of sci-fi, I actually start to appreciate it more because I'm not much of a sci-fi person.
Alpha Centauri, like I think they hired like actual sci-fi writers.
Turn complete.
There was also Sid Meier's Beyond Earth, which was like the Alpha Centauri to Civ 5, except it did not have nearly like the personality or the writing. It wasn't trying to say anything. Instead, it was trying to go like, you build our future, to the point where it's just like, you have nothing interesting to tell me.
Turn complete.
Right.
Turn
Nutrient
complete.
resources.
I'm trying to explore these pods that were left by... I just have to skip.
If you can discover a better way of life than
Yeah, some of them are
possible
just
for your
quotes
future rulers,
from
a
stuff.
well-governed city
Like,
becomes a possibility. For only in such a state will those rule who are truly rich, not in gold, but in the wealth that makes happiness, a good and wise life. Plato, The Republic, Data Links.
I discovered the social psych, the first breakthrough
Look like that.
since Planetfall, except the university actually discovered. Normally these things would be full screen, but since I have the mod to run the game at different resolutions, anything that's supposed to be full screen like that will just display at its original resolution.
Right.
But yeah, this will build like a temple of your accomplishments, which is something Civ 1 through 3 did, is that
Nice.
you got to like kind of build a temple. And you can click on them to see your different accomplishments. And it will tell you like if you're the first to make that breakthrough overall, or if this is a breakthrough like... Because there it told me the first technology was researched by university, which is who I usually play as, which makes sense. But yeah, if you were wondering what my... Goodbye, Mindworm. What my picture was on my GOG account, it is Lady Deidre Sky. Now, what if I built a farm instead of a solar collector there? I mean, I guess I could build a farm. Oh, that pod got infected with, xenofungus.
Production complete.
Right. Yes, I know about xenofungus. I have guide turned on, but you can turn it off.
I've really been wanting, strangely enough, because
Mod
I
recovered.
didn't ever find myself interested in this, but I've been interested in playing RTS games.
Ooh, oh, I could show you so many RTS games. I love RTS games.
Yeah, I would like to try and get into that because I don't know. I watched my brother playing XCOM, the most recent XCOM game, and I was just like, you know what, this is starting to look appealing to me now.
Yeah. Oh, XCOM's a turn-based strategy, but like still. Because RTSs are real time. Age of Empires HD edition. That will probably run on your computer. Because that's just like an HD version of the like game from 2000. So yeah, you could probably run that, but I don't know if you could run the definitive edition. I'm not sure. But I love Age of Empires 2 a lot.
I also saw you have those. I mean, I know this isn't the same genre, but I also saw you have those Shadowrun games.
Yeah, I do. I don't have all of them on here. Yeah, they're good. Sentimental Garrison. Sentimental Garrison.
Maybe I will try Fallout tomorrow. Original Fallout.
Yeah.
Turn complete.
If you ever want to get into RTS games, I fucking love them. Oh, I found Chairman Yang. He believes that we should ascend past humanity. He's a transhumanist. He also doesn't care about ethics. There's something you can do, is when your drones, your workers, are unhappy, they'll riot, and you can commit an atrocity by nerve stapling them, essentially, like, saying, hey, you don't have emotions anymore? But you can do that, and everyone will hate you for it. So that's like the kind of stuff Chairman Shen Zhiyang does. Yeah, sure. I'll do that trade. I will trade industrial base for doctrine loyalty.
Therefore, a wise prince will seek means by which his subjects...
Yeah, whatever.
And in every possible...
Yes, I will also trade for Centauri ecology.
Scientific theories are judged by the coherence they lend to our natural experience and the simplicity with which they do so. The grand principle of the heavens balances on the razor's edge of truth. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A History of Science.
If I'm playing Alpha Centauri, mostly I want to hear the quotes by the characters. Because I think it gives you insight into the world, but also the character itself. Because the other quotes, I'm like, yeah, quotes by other people I can get in any other Civ game, you know? You can also see, like, they'll propose new units and you can customize your own if you want. Like, upgrade, obsolete, retire, rename. I usually don't deal with that. Your information, no, I will not trade social psych for your world map. I will also not give it to you for free. Sure, we'll be friends. I can't go to war. And he died to mindworms. His scout died to mindworms. Rip. After you build that... Oh, I can't even build a lab yet. Build another colony pod, I guess. Can I tell you to action? The UI is a lot more primitive, as you can see.
Terraform complete.
The number one thing that's improved in strategy games over the years is UI. UI is way better than it used to be. A mysterious monolith. Always investigate monoliths.
Turn complete.
Have you seen 2001?
Yes.
I don't know if I was ready to watch that.
Turn complete.
I don't
Production
know if I was ready
complete.
to take that in. Both thematically and aesthetically.
I built that Sentimental Garrison just as the mindworms got there. That saved me. And then you'll get interludes from the Book of Planet. So yeah, I just learned about mindworms, so I get an entry on mindworms. Victims are paralyzed with psi-induced horror, then experience unimaginably excruciating death as the worms burrow into the brain and implant their ravenous larvae. Only the disciplined security squads can overcome their fear long enough to trigger the flame guns which can keep the worms at bay.
Fucking. What's it called?
Production complete.
Yeah.
Nutrient resources.
We hold life to be sacred, but we also know the foundation of life consists of a stream of codes, not so different from the successive frames of a watch vid.
Watch vid.
Then, cannot we cut one code short here?
Terrible
and start
term.
Another there? Is life so fragile that it can withstand no tempering? Does the sacred brook no improvement? Chairman Shen Jiyang, Dynamics of Mind.
Watch vid is some truly terrible technobabble. It's every time I hear that, I'm just like, all right, the writers did a bad job on that one. Mindworms captured. They're mine now. I'm going to automate them.
Datapod recovered.
The righteous need not cower before the drumbeat of human.
Oh, Sister Miriam Godwinson. She's like, we should recreate Earth. Alpha Centauri, the Garden of Eden. I am a Christian.
Evil lurks in the data links, as it lurked in the streets of yesteryear. But it was never the streets that were evil. Sister Miriam Godwinson, The Blessed Struggle.
Indigenous life form.
Mindworms fighting mindworms. Alright.
Production complete. Terraform complete. Production complete.
I've noticed I don't have Fog of War turned on. Okay.
So I've noticed that editing is getting worse. The new season of Stranger Things.
Oh, is that out?
It's coming out in a few days. A week, can't remember.
Nutrient resources.
They said some episodes will be longer than the 2 hours. Can you edit? Can you please edit?
Can you cut things down, please?
And it's like, okay, so my sister and I have been talking about the show a lot since like season 3 came out because
Terraform
we have a lot
complete.
of issues with it. Terraform. We have a lot of issues with the show.
Yeah.
One of the things about the show is this is relevant to the abstraction thing that we were talking about. There's sort of this thing where everything is so plot driven.
They can't just have
room for anything else. Can't just have what?
can't just have like a moment for like emotion or just feeling mood.
Yeah, just hanging around. There's no sense of place with this town that's such a big deal. And they just keep adding more characters.
Production
This
complete.
season has a lot of new characters.
Nutrient resources. Terraform complete.
Tired. I'm not really a plot person. I'm not good at structuring whatsoever.
Energy resources. Indigenous life form. Terraform complete. Production complete. Energy resources. Indigenous life form. Turn complete. Nutrient resources. Mod recovered.
Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get that network node back.
Indigenous life form.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Turn complete.
I have everything on automate. Oh, Morgan is right there. Morgan Energy Monopoly. Do you like this volcano?
Yes.
So the terrain is voxel based because when you're terraforming you can actually raise and lower the terrain, which can change its properties and can also change the weather of the planet. Like if you build mountains, clouds won't get past it. So like say if there was someone like over here I could like build a mountain range here, which would lower all the rainfall over here, which would screw those people over. They'd have less food. That's something you can do. You can also later build colonies on the water. It looks like someone else is to the south of me. I didn't.
Once a man has changed the relationship between himself and his environment, he cannot return to the blissful ignorance he left. Motion of necessity involves a change in perspective. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
Turn complete.
Our
Production
first
complete.
challenge is to
Did not
create
know
an
that
entire
Dario Sal
economic
worked on Final
infrastructure
Doom.
from top to bottom out of whole cloth. No gradual evolution from previous economic systems is possible because there is no previous economic system. Each interdependent piece must be materialized simultaneously and in perfect working order. Otherwise, the system will crash out before it ever gets off the ground. CEO Nwabudike Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
So, like, one of the things about Alpha Centauri is that, so even though we had the technology to get here, we do not have the infrastructure in order to build, like, spacefaring vessels. You know? Because that takes, like, a huge amount of planetary infrastructure, and you have to, like, learn how to do things again because maybe the physics of this planet are different. Not like the physics, but like maybe gravity or atmosphere. And so some techniques may be more or less useful.
Pod recovered. Turn complete.
And so one of the
Turn
victories is
complete.
to build a colony ship, just because even though we have advanced technology and we're researching advanced technology, just like spaceflight is something that technology alone doesn't accomplish. You need like massive infrastructure, which you'd have to set up. What the fuck am I gonna do with the... This is a troop transport.
Pod recovered.
Well, I guess I know what I'm doing with that.
Terraform complete.
Very green alien artifact.
Production complete.
Yeah, what is it, Chairman Shinji on? No, I will not go to war with, I will not launch a surprise attack against Nobudake Morgan. I have no military, I have nothing. Why would I go to war? Why would I do that? Did I lose my other colony? I had another... Yeah, I think I lost it. And I didn't realize. Like, that sucks. Like, okay, just don't go in there. I'm gonna have to build... I'm gonna have to build another, colony pod.
Terraform complete.
Yeah, there's actually an expansion pack called Alien Crossfire, which switches out the factions with new factions, including 2 factions that are aliens. There are 2 alien civilizations that are at war with each other, and you're kind of stuck in between it. And the alien factions play differently, and they have unique alien technologies you can only get from them. So I think that's a really interesting idea for an expansion pack, rather than just more stuff.
Pod recovered.
And it gives you like a unique reason to play the base game or the expansion. Our unit has fallen through a dimensional gate. Okay.
Pod recovered. Indigenous life forms.
Are you just building synth metal garrisons forever? You are.
Sound design reminded me of Ren and Stimpy, and I don't know why.
Because it's unhinged, maybe.
Terraform complete.
saw the call the police bit from Ren and Stimpy once when he was high and called it the funniest thing he'd ever seen.
Oh my god.
You can see how it has influenced him in like every facet of what he does now.
Yeah, that would sure do it. Okay, what? Oh no, Sister Miriam. Sister Miriam Godwinson. Be aware that I plan to embrace the truth of the good Lord's scripture, and I will brook no interference in this matter.
Christ. You know, yeah, that's the problem with Christ.
No, I will not. Beep boop boop bop.
Beep bop beep bop beep bop boop boop bop.
Beep boop boop bop.
Unit lacks required ability.
Boop boop bop. I hit.
Turn complete. Pod recovered. Turn complete.
The entire character of a base and its inhabitants can be absorbed in a quick trip to the Rack Commons. The sweaty arenas of Fort Legion, the glittering gambling halls of Morgan Bank, the sunny lovers' trysts in Gaia's High Garden, or the somber reading rooms of UN headquarters. Even the feeding bay at the Hive gives stark insight into the sleeping demons of Yang's communal utopia. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
You also get a quote the first time you build a structure. Okay, let's build an... I need structures. I need bases.
Terraform complete.
Hello, lol. Yes, I know Nobutuke Morgan. Sure.
He held his arm too stiffly, and so was thrown back repeatedly, until at last I seized his forearm and snapped it back against itself. His training suffered while the arm healed, of course, but I felt this was a lesson he must learn early, and well. Spartan Kell, honing the key.
Yeah, I just snapped his arm.
Crunch.
Pod recovered.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to do with you.
Enemy project initiated.
Somebody's already building the Human Genome Project. I'm doing so terrible. I have had such a bad start here.
Pod recovered. Production complete. Resource shortfall.
The minerals output is not sufficient.
Terraform complete. Turn complete.
I have too many units. Disband unit. Activate self-destruct overload sequence.
Terraform completely.
Okay, okay, cool. Yes, I'm trying to just get one of these units to protect this base.
I have a question. I saw that you have Cyberpunk 2077, and I must ask why.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, did you play it? I would be terrified to play that with all the bricking and also the space it would take up with the patches.
Yeah, no, I haven't really played it. I was just like, some people were arguing with me that the game wasn't transphobic, and I'm like, I should play it myself so that they stop going, oh, no. And then I'm just like, you know, but like, what if I actually don't want to?
Yeah, I don't think I would do that.
Yeah.
I'd run out of patience to really examine that. Unless it's a really complex case.
Some vices miss what is right because they are deficient, others because they are
like some have like
production complete.
Good arguments on both sides. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And some just don't. It's just not worth... It's not worth engaging with. Action, terraform, construct road, 2... Yeah, I think one of the biggest struggles for me with this game was just... What the fuck?
What happened?
It unfull screened itself. It like, all the sound was gone, it turned black, and then it... I guess maybe something popped up. And it didn't know how to cope. Okay. This don't... No, stop. I'm... Green Unity foil. Move here.
Terraform complete.
Yeah, they're already building special projects, which,
Terraform complete.
I think this playthrough is screwed.
Terraform complete.
Just hold there until... I don't even have any network nodes.
Final duty to go into the tanks and become one with all the people. Chairman Shen Jiyang. Ethics for tomorrow.
Terraform complete. Turn complete. Turn complete.
He built the Human Genome Project.
Turn complete.
Yeah,
Turn complete.
it's not looking good for me. For now, I'll want to get rid of the
The
xenofungus.
genetic code does not and cannot specify the nature and position of every capillary in the body or every neuron in the brain. What it can do is describe the underlying fractal pattern which creates them. Academician Proker Zaharov, Nonlinear Genetics.
That's the guy I usually play as, the scientist. Okay, we need to go build, discover. I like how you research by choosing your research priorities. I think it's neat. No, I'm not going to war. So sue me. Well, I'm at war now. Yeah. That one's not good. They rhyme that with network node. Not all the writing's good. I'm also screwed. Action.
If our society seems more nihilistic than that of previous eras, perhaps this is simply a sign of our maturity as a sentient species. As our collective consciousness expands beyond a crucial point, we are at last ready to accept life's fundamental truth, that life's only purpose is life itself. Chairman Shen Jiyang, looking God in the eye.
Oh, since I automated that unit, it just like started killing their formers. I won the first battle. My first battle. The scientist won the first battle.
Indigenous life forms. Indigenous life forms.
Yeah, go beat him up. I'm probably gonna lose those formers. Plant forest, sure. I need you to move here. Oh my god, my automated units took one of their cities. I got the first conquest of the planet. Oh no. I'm a war criminal now.
Turn complete.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's have peace now that I took one of your cities.
Complete.
That sounds good to me. Hello, Sister Miriam. No, I'm not going to war with the peacekeepers. And I'm not gonna bribe you. Do you like the giant skeleton here? It's like,
Complete.
I wish I was giant skeletons.
Complete.
I got big bones.
Production complete.
Oh good, a network node. Let me go to game. Let me save. So I might come back to this later. But let me load a later save I have in 2485 as Sister Miriam because I just randomly clicked a faction.
Complete.
Yeah, I don't have much space. I'm only here. I'm at war with Blue. Chairman Shenji Yang. He has a lot. I only recently got satellites, so I discovered the whole planet's map. But yeah, I'm just limited to here. I have a lot of wonders built. I'm actually building a few. I'm building the, oh, the probability coastal. Oh, I guess I'm not building any wonders right now. No, I'm building the Centauri Preserve. You get like a cutscene when you build them. So I should have one of those soon. Yeah, I have some planes on automate to like their shit because I don't think I can actually capture the buildings because it's so far away I could never hold a base. I just kind of want to do my thing. And the Morganites.
Production complete.
But yeah, I don't know if you'll see the cutscene or if it's broken. Oh, Centauri Preserve isn't a wonder? The Fulgus Mutagen. I have combat animations turned to like skip. That is a long bunch of text.
I was saying, you're still streaming, right?
Yeah. Gynes discover the secrets of Alpha Centauri. Good for them.
And so we return
Advanced space
again
flight.
to the holy void. Some say this is simply our destiny, but I would have you remember always that the void exists just as surely as you or I. Is nothingness any less a miracle than substance? Sister Miriam Godwinson, we must dissent.
Enemy project initiated.
Advanced space flight.
Oh shit. I hope you like those destruction noises.
I do.
Turn complete. Production. Production. Production complete.
Objects once measured in meters have become so small that they cannot be seen by the naked eye, with revolutionary applications across the board. Gentlemen, forget what your courtesans have told you. Size does matter. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, Morgan Industries Annual Report.
Gonna let out a groan for that one. The living refinery. That sounds bad.
Project initiated.
Let's build it.
Project initiated.
Okay.
What happened?
Something must have popped up again. Well, the Gaians are actually taking a lot.
Turn complete.
Anyways,
I was talking with my sister about, because I've been playing Doug today, and then she just asked me, what is that game even about? It's like, you shoot demons.
yeah.
Is there a story?
Yeah, but no one cares. There's only 3 people left in this game. Like, if I go to the council... Oh. I can vote for global cooling. I'm gonna vote for atrocity prohibition. But yeah, like, look, like, three people are dead.
Christ.
Atrocity prohibition's lifted. I didn't realize what I was voting for. I couldn't see all the text. Anyways, that's Alpha Centauri. I should show you more of it sometime. It's neat.
Yes, it is. I enjoy that.
You should try it out sometime.
Yes, I will.
I love Alpha Centauri. I think I'm gonna get off my PC now if that's alright.
Yeah, that's all good. I hope we can do more Max Payne like in a couple weeks or so, something like that.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Alright. Bye.